Hi, my name is Antonino Lombardi. I am a third-generation barber hairstylist, and today I'm going to be talking to you and sharing you some tips and tricks that I do with my clients who have autism, disabilities, and just for good practice. So the most important thing is client consultation. When it comes down to client consultation, you want to ask the client and ask the parent what is it that they're sensitive to, whether it's smell, touch, feel, or any noise. As far as touching them, you want to make sure that as if you're tilting their head, you put the hand on the shoulder and you tilt their head. You always want to make them feel comfortable. Anytime you talk to them, you want to look into their eyes and just kind of guide them on what it is you're going to do, how you're going to do it. The second important thing would be smell. You have to be careful on what kind of scents you're using, whether it's a styling product, whether it's sanitizing, alcohol, or any sort of aerosol sprays. Smell can be known as a sensitivity issue. Third most important thing is feeling. Whether your client is feeling down or feeling up, you always want to put them in a position where they're going to be feeling happy and feel good. And that's when they get a great haircut, is you make them feel good, and that's what it's about. The fourth most important thing in your client consultation is noise. Anyone could be sensitive toward noise. Whether it's your clippers or trimmers, you always want to try it on your arm first, then you can try it on your client's arm so that they know that it's not painful and it just tickles. So always be patient and aware of what you're doing with your client. Just give them the best service you can give them and make them feel good.
No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salon.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
I got a show where you can listen and view.
My new cuts got him talking at the
Bringing
barbershop.
barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy.
Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute! Salute! ScissorSalute, and welcome to the ScissorSalute Show. My name is Eli the Barber, my co-host.
Dontay Stevenson, better known as Dontay Financial. No,
Say it again, one more time.
my name is Dontay Stevenson, better known as Dontay Financial on Instagram.
And welcome to the live episode of ScissorSalute Show. We do this every Monday night, and it's live. I'd also like to ScissorSalute that I was able to do all the links before we became live.
Yes.
I'd like to take this time to give a belated happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. My mother in Puerto Rico, I did get a chance to talk to her, but I just didn't call on Mother's Day. I tried to get in contact with her at least once or twice a week, and I like to salute my sister, who just went out there on just got up and went out there.
Just last minute.
She caught some cheap flights on Frontier. I'm talking like $85 there one way, and then $65 on the way back.
Last minute.
Last minute, just went up and went. So ScissorSalute and ScissorSalute to wifey. Got to spend some time with her yesterday. I felt like I got her done though, because she's like going through her Facebook feed, and you see people with jewelry and earrings and stuff. I got her. You see, she's into the whole like aromatherapy thing. I got her one of them aromatherapy things. I thought it was a pretty good idea. And then I got her some the ankle things that you hook up to your ankles so you could lift weights, because at the gym, listen. Anyway, she was happy. We got to spend some time yesterday. Didn't take her to an expensive place, but we went out to eat twice yesterday. We went to, Lululemon's, but the Lululemon didn't have exactly what was needed. Anyway, so ScissorSalute to everybody, all the mothers out there. And a funny meme that I seen, I'm sorry to say, but it's true. ScissorSalute to all the grandmothers out there raising the kids. It's just true though. I was
this
like,
new
I
generation,
seen that,
right?
and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute Show.
You got
well,
me
meaning
beat
to the
anyway.
ScissorSalute, which is a gesture a compliment. Greeting, lifestyle, and brand dedicated to barbers, uniting barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. And we use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet to actually make that happen. And every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists to come down here and showcase their skills live on the ScissorSalute stage, while also conducting interviews with them and taking phone calls in so you can find out where they started, where they currently are, where they plan to be going on their journey. Now, this is the era of the independent educator. So now we do not have to rely on these huge companies to get us gigs to educate. Now we can use social media as a great plateau and a weapon to make that happen. So if you think you have what it takes and you'd like to get your feet wet, you can, or you'd like to advertise with us or book it for your next event, you can email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Please leave all your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that the email is received. Now, the ScissorSalute is co-produced, the ScissorSalute Show is co-produced by the co-owner, New York and Queen, produced by the owner, Sefro, and we are broadcasting live out of Massapequa, New York, via Paradise Studio, StrongIsland.tv, and LA's on the boards. Again, it's great when you see us at events and you scissor salute us, but don't scissor salute me and then tell me about the scissor salute and then the next day I see you posting up and you're putting SO to this person. That really hurts my feelings. Don't hurt my feelings. I got a beard. I got like a reputation to uphold. When you have a beard like this, you can't really show your emotions, but you will get a text. All right? So don't be sitting there like, hey, Eli, can you put this up? I have no problem supporting everybody because we're supposed to be, and I like we say, I say it all the time, in La Lucha, we're in a struggle together. So all I'm asking in return is just the hashtag ScissorSalute. If someone gave you something, hashtag ScissorSalute to this person for giving me a gift. Now, what I was talking about with the independent educator is great. I'm going to give you two examples. One hairstylist that we know dearly is Personalized Hair Design. She is an independent educator using her social media as a platform to get booked. Recently, Al Uppercut has been using his growth of social media to do the same. If you follow Al Uppercut, he's been posting up, he's doing one-on-one and group classes as well. Now, some people will be like, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Now, if you're going to sit there with a sourpuss on, what you need to do is stay educated and educate yourself and see what everybody else is doing and maybe jump on board too. So let's do a recap of last week's show.
Matter of fact, before you get to that, I could, as a personal testimony, could say my social media is helping me get future events. Like right now, if you haven't noticed, I've been posting in San Diego. I will be doing the MLB in San Diego.
There we go.
And also going to be doing, hopefully going to be doing Cleveland with the MLB and also North Carolina.
Also, so we have you have a networking thing with
Where?
the Major League Barbers and established.
No, to be
just
honest,
going to the events?
I'm just hitting them up.
All right, well, let's go.
Just because I just look at it like this: when you work for opportunity, you cannot wait for opportunity. You got to create it. So I just feel like, you know what? With what I'm doing with the BBA, I got to create it. Because I can't sit here and wait for people to say, oh, wait for the BBA to come. No, I'm going to come to you because I'm hungry. I'm hungry for everybody to know what's going on. So everybody needs to hear what I have to say. I don't care who you are, you need to hear what I have to say because what I'm doing and what my team is that I have a really big team of great resources that's going to help shape this industry. So June 25th, mark that down your calendar. It's going to be under the divide of the industry. It's going to be for the people that want security, that want fight. There's one. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting.
You get excited. That's what it is.
I'm getting excited. Yeah, guys, I'm getting excited because for so long it's been everybody just go with the wave. Just go with the wave. And if you look at it, when you go with the wave, where's that wave leading you to?
In other words, you want to map out and strategize what you're doing. It's great to be doing what we're doing. The profession is growing daily. Now the profession really needs to solidify itself with some sort of security, and Dontay Financial will be we'll be posting up when he's at an event and more of what's going on with the BBA. If you don't know what it is, that is the Barber and Beauty Association, giving more security to the profession, life insurance. It's also going to be giving you benefits all across the board. And the whole thing with the BBA is the whole construction. Once you're part of the BBA, it's going to be taking care of your education because we're going to have educators. And there's a whole load of stuff. We're going to be getting more into the BBA. And for more information, follow Dontay_financial on Instagram. And
So salute to that. I'm sorry for just getting too passionate, but I love what's being formed. It's not that I'm doing it. No, it's just the fact I get the reactions. I get people telling me, Dontay, or bro, or yo, I need, yo, thank you. Because this right here is gonna change my life. You don't realize you're playing a big impact. Like somebody was crying to me, telling me this, and it kind of hit me, kind of humbled myself. I never feel like I'm above anybody. I don't care who I know or who I'm in contact with. I'm always still Dontay Stevenson or Dontay_financial on IG.
all right, well, we're going to have more of Dontay coming up with the financial segment. Again, it's for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. If you're watching the show right now, we're going to have some great showcasing going on. And we'll be featuring haircuts from barbers and hairstylists that I picked personally. We're going to be reviewing them. And we're going to have Lee from Barbershop Connect stopping by. But hold up, I'm not going to get into that. If you want to show some support, underneath my finger right here is the share button. Press that button right there and put it on your Facebook feed. Let's do a recap of last week's show. And I'd like to ScissorSalute Yvette. She's not here. That's Blazing Brush on IG. She did the show last week.
Ladies' night.
So, founder of the Blow It Out Lounge located in Hoboken, New Jersey, we had Desiree Velez come here onto the show. And she did a nice updo. And she is all about hair. I believe she's a barber as well. So on top of doing hairstyling, she's a barber. She's what we call basically a hair guru. She really enjoys what she does. And again, if you're watching the show and you're like, oh man, Long Island's a little bit too far, just to let you know that she came from New Jersey, and Dontay also came from New Jersey as well. And from Jersey City, we had Felicia. Her IG is Styles by Faye, who works at two salons. Refined Salon in Jersey City, and Lifetime Salon in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. And again, she is a barber as well. And she came down here, did the fresh fade right there on the gentleman. You can tell he was fresh to death, ready to step. And was he a barber? Just a model? All right. In call-ins last week, we had the co-owner of the ScissorSalute, New Eurekan Queen, call into the show. And we're going to do, who do we have this week? This week, ScissorSalute presents Innovate Salon Academy, showcasing Ray Landski at Landski Exclusives. That's his IG handle. Ray's actually up in the studio right now. We got Sefro, who's about to say something. He's circling around. He's panning the studio. And in-studio guests from Innovate Salon Academy, we have Miss Ange, Miss Karen, and Miss Sue. They are the three amigas. I know you heard of the three amigos. They are the three amigas. Okay, sorry, it was a little corny. It got you. It's a live show. Work with me here, people.
But you
Not
know
a
what though?
professional,
But you
right?
know what though? It could work though, because Drake got this new tour called Aubrey and the Three Amigos. So we could have
Well,
Ray and the Three
it can
Amigos.
work if they knew how to play a guitar and ride horses and shoot six-shooters. Then it can work, and they go saving the world. And it's the three amigas.
So y'all saving the world. They saving by beauty.
But you know what it is too. Each one of them at the Innovative Salon Academy, each one of them bring their own skill to the table. We got a great interview going on later, but for instance, just to give you a little brieferization, I don't know if I made that.
Ooh,
I should
Stephen
trademark
A.
that.
I mean, Eli A. Smith.
I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds good, and that's what I want to say. I know wifey watching this right now, like, you're so stupid, but hey, brieferization. For instance, Miss Ange is a curly hair specialist. You have Miss Karen, who does like the updos and braids. Miss Sue, she's a pioneer of hair. She doesn't no longer educate. She probably does some sort of education, but is more like a director there, which is more like a coach. She's getting calls. She's setting up the plays. And
Phil
you know,
Jackson.
making sure that everything in the trenches is going the way it's supposed to be going. And we're gonna have more about that later on in the episode. And we have Paul Moore. Paul Moore had to reschedule. He was actually supposed to be here, but he had to reschedule. And founder of hold on, let me get that back. And founder of Barbershop Connect and creator of BarberCon, we have Lee Resnick. His IG handle is Barbershop Connect. Over 1 million plus followers on the Instagram's only barber resource page. That's right, folks. He said it here on the ScissorSalute Show. It's a resource page. I was like, oh, okay. I got you. He's like, not a resource page, resource page. So if you follow Barbershop Connect, and sometimes you're wondering, why did they post this haircut? This gentleman or this female has better haircuts down over here. It's because they're posting that haircut to see what people are going to say. Feedback. So you can't always have perfection posted up on the page. What kind of information are you going to get and interaction are you going to get where followers are commenting between each other if you're constantly posting up some heat? Sometimes you can't always post a 10. You might want to bring it down to a 7, and occasionally you bring that 3 up. Give me that 3. Give me mine. I want to see it. We want to talk about it. Okay.
Lee's a good guy, man.
Hey, well, he's going to be coming here. He's going to be talking about BarberCon. I know it's a big event over here in New York. We're excited to have him. Always excited to have any repost page, resource page, anybody from, you know, the profession to come down here. And if you're in the New York area and you'd like to be an in-studio guest, showcase with us, or even give us a phone call so we can share your story, you can email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Please leave all your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that it is received. Again, we have different packages. You could come down here and either showcase, you could do tutorials, or you could talk to Sefro and find out about our program where you could come back here multiple times and develop some sort of presentation skills and tutorial skills as well. We offer it. You want to work with us? We'll work with you. LA, bring up the cuts. It's that time. We're going to talk about some haircuts. Okay. Big one right here. This is from our boy over here on Long Island. That's right. I said it. A gentleman did them braids. His name is Sparse_cuts from King of Blades Barbershop, located in Farmanville, New York. Now, why did I post this up here? It's not a big deal that he's a guy and he knows how to braid. The big deal to me here when we're looking at this is that he is self-taught. The gentleman took it upon himself to stop giving fades and sending out braids. He stopped the charades. He won't get paid. That was it. Because a lot of us barbers were cutting hair and were sending the money out of our chair. Now he has perfected it. Self-taught, learned on YouTube. Make sure you follow him. PARCE_CUTS. And you can see the symmetry on there. Great work. Once again, that's Body Cuts. Go to the next one, LA. Now I'm just going through, and I'm using Barbershop Connect. Great resource page. Now, just so you can understand, I know a couple of people might be like, Eli, well, this is nothing crazy. It actually is. The graduation here really solidifies something. Now, the fact that this thing only got 2,300 likes, I don't know how. You see how the top hair is blending, the blend right there. And he blended the hair into the cowlick in the back of the head, the swirl, whatever you want to call it. The tip of the bone is well faded down and the nape of the neck is faded. This right here, you can see, is a flawless cut. From shears, thinning shears, buzzer, guard on the buzzers, clipper over comb, down to the foil shaver. down to the razor, followed by the foil shaver. Great work right here. Next one. Please, LA. Okay. Here it goes. This one right here is probably one of the most reposted haircuts that I've seen on IG. Okay, and the last one I forgot his the last haircut that was up there is Cutthroat_George. Sorry about that. This one is from Sayad_K Rulavi. Oh boy. Huh. Just take a look at his name and try to find him on his IG. I'm sorry, I just chopped his name up. Again, flawless fade right here. Foil shaver razor was used. And the blending technique, I can't really make it out, but it is definitely a perfected haircut. And at the same time, one of the reasons why I wanted to put this up there, if you notice, the grain of the hair is very close. So if you're a barber or a hairstylist and you're like, why can't I get all these likes? Not that it's really important, but if that's on your mind, you have to have a good model. Don't post up every haircut that comes in your chair. I mean, you can, but just realize that not everything will be reposted. Now, if you get that great person that comes in your chair, grain is very close to each other. Every hair follicle is neat. Take good hair, do the haircut, execute it good, and take multiple pictures. Don't post them all up at once, every angle. Post up different angles like every 2-3 days. All right, let's get to the next one. And now I know some people are going to say, Eli, you're a little biased. That's Nadine. Well, Nadine put this up on Throwback Thursday. That is Stylist Fairy. One of the reasons why I wanted you guys to check this out is that there is no end to creation when it comes to hair. This right here is like a vintage rose updo. A lot of style right here. This was done live on the ScissorSalute Show. And I was in the studio hosting that day. The execution on this was just like great right there. Very creative. Nadine executed it great. And she was showcasing the different type of holes that the white sand sprays have, the different capabilities. I think it was a number 7. She was able to do the style, undo it, do the style again, and I just want to put that up there. ScissorSalute to Stylist Fairy for coming down, and ScissorSalute to Nadine. And once again, we're going to bring Nadine back up. Next one, please. And I know it's again, oh, what? Nadine, she's been on the show, Eli. You guys know her. Okay, sorry. Just, here is a shiny, reflective blonde. Now, one of the reasons why this is up, I mean, we love fantasy colors here. We love fantasy colors. It's great for showcasing. Just like the rose updo was great for a showcase. How many people are going to be walking around with a rose updo? I really don't know. Maybe for an event or so.
I was influenced by Snapchat.
Right? And it's the same thing for like fantasy colors and vivid colors. But here we see color correction. We see the color correction and healthy hair right there. And there is a lot of money in color correction. Because some people, unfortunately, don't want to pay the money. So they do that. They go to wherever, and they end up coming back to Nadine. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. And tune in next week where I'll be reviewing haircuts, the do's and don'ts, and just my personal opinion. And if you want me to review your haircut, just tag me on a haircut or DM me. It doesn't matter. Just make sure it's good. Because if there's a line in the fade, there's a line in the fade. If there's no transition in the blending of the hair when it comes to coloring, and it's a definitive line when you're going to do some sort of balayage or something, guess what? I'm going to call it out. Yeah, I'm going to call it out. So thank you for watching that segment. Right here sitting next to me, we have Ray. I love saying this guy's name, man. Ray Landski. Like, how cool is that name? It sounds like a superhero.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, it sounds like you're a lost Wu-Tang member. I've said that before on the show. But Ray Landski is just like Ray Landski. It's like you're on the phone with turn your mic on. You're on, like, Iron Man. You about to go fight Thanos, and it's like, Ray Landski can save us. Okay, we got Ray Landski, owner of exclusive barbershop. The barbershop is actually been rotating for 10 years. You have 18 years. This summer, it'll be 18 years. Now, tell us about, he's the creator of the Cut Religion, multi-award winning barber. But right now, we're focusing on not only the reinvention of the barbershop, reinvention of Ray Landski, but tell us about the reinvention of your barbershop.
Oh, well, the reinvention consists of one, new location, a better location. The operation, the system is more professional. We offer more full service. It's more professional, basically. And that professionalism was actually influenced by my training during Innovative Salon Academy. It just opened my eyes to just more out there as far as professionalism and just something different. And honestly, how can I call myself exclusive if I'm going to stay the same? Think about it.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Anybody who got exclusive on the name, think about that right there. Let that marinate a little something. Okay. So he's been doing hair over 18 years. You also been doing teaching since 2008. 2014, you took it upon yourself. Go ahead.
Well, actually, okay, I've been showing people how to cut hair since 2008.
Yeah.
I've been doing advanced classes since 2014. But when it comes to actually educating in the actual curriculum in an actual cosmetology institution that has a barber program, I'm a rookie. So everything that I've experienced before means nothing, when I hit that platform to become an actual educator licensed by the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, well, and on that note, what he's talking about, New Jersey really didn't have a barber program. Everything was based off of like cosmetology. So barbers had to go to cosmetology school to become educated. But now with the Innovative Salon Academy, you said Su Guido. She's a mentor of yours since she's been there since day one. Once they started the barber program over there at the academy, they gave you a call. How did you feel when someone that's been with you since day one gives you a call to come back and teach?
Well, one, I was shocked because, I personally should tell you, I wasn't the same Ray Landski back then. I was a knucklehead compared to who I am now. I wasn't focused. I was young, so she's seen everything before anybody. She actually knew me before I even worked in a barbershop. I didn't work in a barbershop until 2000. So I enrolled in December '98. So she watched that. She watched when, unfortunately, I had to take a leave of absence because I was heavy in the street actually back then. You hear it now. So she watched that. She watched me come back. She watched me start school all over again, and I didn't look back since. Up to the point when I say maybe about 2 summers ago, we reconnected through Instagram, and she offered me the situation, and I thought she was joking for a minute, to be honest with you. And usually that's an opportunity that's entertaining to a barber in this era, because when you're a barber that is gaining notoriety through social media, you're highlighted at events, you're recognized by certain elite barbers and certain names like Lee from BarbershopConnect.com, and you've been offered to be featured as an Andy's guest educator from ScissorSalute to Danny for that. An opportunity to work at the school does entertain you. So something told me to go take a look at it before I make a judgment. And one, how I knew that was a good school, because during my situation where as though I had to make presentations at different schools and recruit at many different schools throughout the state of New Jersey, I realized that this is not only a good school, that it's a good school for me. And I don't like teaching there. I love it.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I don't know, it just happened.
That's good to hear. Now, one of the things about the Innovative Salon Academy, not only do they teach you how to do hair, at the same time they're teaching you how to become an educator. How's that going? And you're here with your 3 mentors right now.
Right.
And let's start off with Miss Ange. What are you picking up for Miss Ange?
Well, Miss Ange to me is like she's kind of like both of them put together in a sense. You know, like she got a little bit of Sue's edge, and she's calculative like Miss Karen. Miss Karen is very calculative. All 3 of them are thorough with it. But she's like in between. She's like borderline thorough and calculative at the same time. So that's what I get from Miss Ange, and you know, she gets the job done.
And now Miss Karen?
Miss Karen is you know, very intelligent. You know, if you don't have the answer, Miss Karen does. You know, any question, you know, that's the top of the echelon for the answers when it comes to the operation. So very intelligent, very systematic way of thinking. Through my experience, you know, because she was actually my my teacher when I was doing the actual educator's course to get my state board license for teaching. So you know.
And Miss Sue?
Sue is like how can I say? She's like that. How can I put it? It's like, what's that movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and what's his name? Omar Epps. He's boxing, I think, something like that. Well, you know what? She's more like a coach. You know how like we see certain entertainers or certain athletes, right?
Yeah.
And they get recognized for their performance or for their work. And next thing you know, you find out that there's actually somebody behind them that is responsible for their performance on how they perform. And that's her. That's her. So like, you know, people might, you know, say, "Oh, you're doing good as an educator," even though I still have a long way to go. But it's all because of me being trained by them, particularly. Because if I was to go to any other school, I don't think I would be that good as an educator, honestly.
Okay, well, speaking of education, you know, what are your thoughts on barbers of education? Because, you know, you have some barbers that are seeking it, other barbers that don't seek it, and then how they go about it.
All right, so, well, okay, where you want to start? You want to start with the platform education or actual in-school curriculum education?
Well, let's start with the platform education.
Okay, the platform education, this is how I feel about the platform education. When it comes to platform education, is excellent when it comes to further education to enhance what you're trying to learn, right? Let's say, for instance, you have an advanced education class for how to do, what they got now? Installments. You know, the hair replacement, hair installments. Right. Okay, cool. I think, you know, an advanced class like that is very good for as advanced education. Opposed to, not everyone, someone told me at a hair event, not everyone is you can be a platform artist, doesn't mean you can be a platform educator.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Just because you can do it doesn't mean you can teach it. Michael Jordan's one of the best we've seen of all time, and he messed around, sucked as a coach.
Yup.
You get what I'm saying? He might suck
No,
as a
I know
coach.
exactly what you're saying. We've
Right.
said it here.
Right.
We've said that same exact comparison
Right.
plenty of times, and I use Larry Bird.
Right. Okay. Now, and some people can do both. One person I know can do both. I actually had the opportunity to shadow under him. ScissorSalute to Tyreek Jackson. I shadowed under Tyreek Jackson back in August. Tyreek does platform education. Also, he is an educator at his institute, right? So now, when you offer, just say right now, this opportunity that I have was offered to a barber that's that has notoriety, that's recognized, you know, they might say, hell no. Why? It's not even about the money. It's about that they might feel that they're missing some sort of excitement, right? One. Two, they might think it's boring, of course. And they're saying, what can they get out of it, you know? And it depends where you are in your career. Like me, I'm at the point in my career now where as though I've outgrown working in the shop every day. Like, I recognize the energy that's pulling me away to the shop to higher things, not discrediting where I come from, but that's just what it is. And, you know, like, I feel that some way, somehow, I guess it was a call from God, I guess, not to sound cliche, but my mind is more focused about being more behind the situation opposed to in front of the situation.
Oh, this,
you know?
And in our profession, there's many different outlets, and there's nothing wrong from what we say going from behind the chair to beyond the chair. And if, you know, there's other people that are content, happy to be cutting hair, and when they leave their establishment, they don't want to discuss hair, they don't want to do nothing with it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
To each his own. Then there's other people that have a little bit more ambition who want to go and do something. My only thing is sometimes the people that are content and all that always have something to say to someone that's a little bit more ambitious. So you just got to let them be. Now you've been here on the show a handful of times, and everything has been growth. It hasn't been something stagnant. Every time you've come here, it's been, you know, something new. Whether you come up with an event, I believe one time you had an event with the tattoo. You had a tattoo event.
Yeah, it was a cut religion, I forgot what we call it, but we had like an art event where it was the tattoo artists.
Yes.
Actually, the painting artists, body paint, and of course, the hair art.
Yeah. So it's been constant growth. You've announced here that you were going to compete. You competed and you won. So why not enjoy the profession? Continue educating, because if you're going to be an educator at an establishment, you yourself will continue to be educated and get brought to a higher level. Now you're giving back because you're going to be able to, when I was talking to Miss Sue, is basically get people ready for the real world. Because it's one thing about educating, like I know a couple programs that basically they just want you to pass the state board. They get you ready to pass the state board. They're not really getting you ready for that picky customer in the chair.
Right.
They're not getting you ready for that possum haircut, that possum hair that's hard to fade.
Right.
Or if you're in a more, like, I hate to say it, but more of an urban environment and you're cutting thicker texture, they're not getting you ready to cut that, you know, the hair that's not so thick.
And it's sad because the school can be in the hood and don't prepare you for that.
Exactly.
The school can be across the street.
Or it could be opposite. It could be
Exactly.
opposite, where you're cutting more thin hair, then that thick hair comes
Right.
into the chair, sits in your chair, and then the sweat starts dripping because you're the barber in there and you got this experience, but you have a lot of experience with thinner hair and more like, you know, the comb overs as opposed to hitting a nice fade. Or when it comes to a taper on thick hair and you don't know what you're doing, there's a thin line between a taper and a high taper. So it's
and now back to the part you say actually preparing them. Now that's what I love about the school, because they're actually preparing to be professionals, not just to pass the state board. One, they have a solid system, right? Something I haven't actually seen in too many schools that I've encountered with. One, it has a great vibe. No one wants to work in a place where you have to tolerate someone. So majority of people that I work with every day, I celebrate them. I don't tolerate them. You know, so it's a good vibe. They're very solid with their system, very hands-on, and you would assume from outside looking in, you would assume that it's the origin of Innovative Salon Academy is some big corporation that's even bigger than certain names that I won't name, but it's actually independent. It's just that the founders are, you know, I guess from my last conversation with one of the founders, she told me that they developed this passion to educate because they hired students from other schools that were not prepared, so therefore they had to invest in more time and money to prepare them. Then they say, you know what, to help, excuse me, pardon my language, you know what, we might as well form our own educational system. And I believe that's how it started.
yes, I feel like some of the curriculum that is out there
Right.
is bullhickey nonsense.
And they're not dinosaur.
There's really no way for me to rearrange it. I worked at a barbershop. It was like barber school to me, Uncle Philly's. Now, it was a little different type of education.
Right.
The owner would recommend, well, highly recommend, really drop the hammer on us. We used 2 buses. You had masters and your liners. All that multiple buzzers at your station wasn't needed. And any time we seen someone come from barber school, the amount of tools that they came in with was, we'd be like, oh, what's up? Why is it coming? And they're using different buzzers for different things, and they couldn't hang in the trenches. They couldn't hang in the trenches. We had, myself, I was 2 years into cutting hair. We had a couple of barbers that were months into cutting hair, running circles around this guy who's been in school for I don't even know how long. And matter of fact, they had their masters. So in New York, I do know, to get your master's, it's 2 years of an apprenticeship to become a master. So they had over 2 years experience. And some of the stuff that was going on there, we're just like looking and we're just like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm talking multiple tools. It was just crazy. And it's not to get at the school because the guy passed their masters and now he can go out and maybe educate himself. But we had Ruben, the barber, here from 5-Star, Florida. And he taught the same thing that you're talking about right now. Not only teaching them how to cut the hair, but teaching them how to be professional and teaching them how to be ready for the real world, like in the trenches, in the barbershop. Saturday, you're walking in the day of a holiday and you're able to handle the haircuts accordingly in a timely manner and give nice haircuts.
And the whole operation influenced me to step my game up, from the teachers to the students. Even one of my students' parents is a franchise owner of sports clips. One of my students.
Right.
Then you have, like I said, and I work with so many smart individuals. You know, I can go on for days from Mrs. Kelly to Mrs. Sue to Miss Kate. She's smart. She's an esthetician. You know, she also helped me study and prepare for my state board. You know, ScissorSalute to her, Miss Kelly. And also, when I was a student educator and the barbering program started, it started with someone you're familiar with, Juliet Longo. So I actually was shadowing under Juliet Longo, as she's actually the first educator for the program. You know, and she's dope. You know, so I thought that was real cool. ScissorSalute to her too.
Now, just take us through a morning. You walk in there. Let's just take us through a morning.
Really going to hear about the morning?
Nah, just take us in there.
Well, it's turned up by 9:05. It's turned up, like literally, it's turned up. Like, you know,
What y'all hitting the quan? What's going on? It's turned up.
Maybe, literally, maybe.
Okay.
All right, it's okay. It's school starts at 9. You have to be there by 9 a.m. We have to be there by 8:30, whatever. And you know, they have this thing called energy, which I think is real cool. So energy, you hear the music. It could be anything. It could be some whatever music that attracts the energy. And you have an educator like, say for instance, Mrs. Sue. We had the announcements. She'll say something like, maybe today they had an announcement this morning saying, hey, everyone, tune in 7 p.m. to the ScissorSalute Show.
Well, hopefully you guys
Mr.
are tuning
Ray,
in.
yeah.
You're going to get tested tomorrow.
They might, you know, BarberCon is going to be June 10th and 11th. Make sure you see Mr. Ray about that. And hey, the SCs are going here. They're like, yay, they're clapping, and you know, maybe by some mornings, I'm not saying every morning, 5 days a week, they're turned up, but at least I say 3.5, because you know we are humans, so it might be that one day that need a little extra cup of coffee or something like that. So,
well, it's good that, you know, energy could be provided, because although they are paying for the education, people just complain. They just complain. Even when they're paying for something, they're still gonna get there. They're gonna whine. And I've actually went to one school and did a demonstration there. Then I did a little discussion. They didn't ask me to do the discussion, but I talk. I'm sorry. I did it. Here is the realization when it comes to the numbers. So you grab, go into a class of 8. Say there's 8 barbers in the class when you go into the school. You get in there. The truth of it is, out of the 8, you probably only get 2 barbers. You will get 2 genuine barbers. And it's not to say your class, because I don't know what's going on there. I'm just going over numbers that I've seen. There's been so many people who've come into, I have, since 96, I've been in the barbershop. I have 19 years of experience, but I've been in there since 96. I've constantly seen people come in there who said they're barbers, and they're not barbers. They just cut hair. And then, out of the 8, then you're going to have people who cut hair or they're barbers, and then they stop after 2 or 3 years and take something else on, come back, stop. It's just a constant thing. Right. Those are just numbers and figures that I'm throwing out there. It comes to like a numbers thing. Even when there's a barbershop of 10 barbers in there, there's always that number 1 barber, number 2 barber. And like, Eli, what are you talking about? You're just ranting. No, someone walks in, they go to the person who they think is the best, which is usually the person that's asked the most. Who do you got next? Oh, you're booked? Who do you got next? Oh, you're booked. And they weave their way through. They might make this type of movement before they sit in a chair and establish. Here's the thing. This profession is growing rapidly. To me, I feel like it's very secure. It is very secure. I can't tell you, I bet you can relate how much times we see the fluctuation of how things are. Last year, all the painters and construction workers were coming into the shop and going, oh my God, it's too much work. I need workers. I need workers. I need workers. February comes around, March comes around. Yo, there's barely any work. Yo, do you mind if I get you? Yo, no doubt, I got you. So we see that. There's someone comes in the chair and it's like, wow, too much work. I'll be like, listen, you're gonna tell me there's too much work and leave in about an hour from now. I'm gonna have someone sitting in the chair, eyes watering up, talking about there's no work and the bills is coming from every direction. One thing that we have in our profession is that we control what's going on. No one will take money out of my pocket. I used to think that I had that very ignorant thought, competition up the block. You won't hear me say that, competition up the block, ever. I recommend you don't say, well, competition's up the block is charging 15. We need to charge 15. There is no competition up the block. The only competition there is when you take a selfie is you. Because if you show up to work on time, hey, just like you said, the shop opens up at 9, get there at 8:30. You might get that person walking in. The shop closes at 8. Hey, you know what? Stay a little bit later. Oh, you got invited to lunch and you want to take an hour and a half. Guess what? You might be missing that heavy hitter who's walking in. Oh, you want to smoke an extra cigarette? You're going to be missing out on that money. Basically, what I'm saying is your control of the money, and this is a profession that if you take it serious, there really is no limits to how much money you can make. And now with the help of social media, yes, the help of social media and different events and having different access to events and educational classes, there's really no roof over how much money you can make. There's the sky's the limit. I personally have seen Marcus PH at the Exotics Barber Battle 2013, 2014. Chopped it up with him, talked to him. Oh, I'm thinking about making this move to LA. He's Puffy's barber. Did you see his post? In 1 week, 4 different cities. I've talked to Rich the barber, who is Timberland's barber, on a set salary. He doesn't say how much the salary is. It's a set salary. And I've seen selfies from Dubai. I mean, come on. Yeah. Look at the Elegants have done classes in Dubai. Steak Cake, Jay-Z's barber. He has a suitcase just for when Jay-Z calls him. He's cutting hair, gets the phone call, he just grabs the suitcase and he's gone. So there's really no limitation. And the fact that what Ray was talking about early in the interview is that he was grinding on social media and reconnected with Sue again. And now you are at this part of your hair journey. And again, we're thanking you and scissor saluting you for sharing. Sharing from 2014, you've been coming here on the show. We're in 2018, 4 years we've seen you come here for different topics. And what is the topic today? He wants to come here and celebrate the three amigas, the triple threat from Innovative Salon Academy. And he wants to basically just pay his respects to them. He wants to pay his respect to them, wants to basically show the profession these three important different, like Legos, they're like different Lego blocks that are building Ray into something, the reinventing of his shop, but it's more the reinventing of himself and reinventing of the brand. Is just everything's like cleansing, like not a detox, but just like building better.
Can I mention one more thing?
Yes.
And one more thing, right? All right, one more thing. Also, they actually are very they invite a lot of guests for special educators, right? Hanzo has been there. The lady Nuria Suarez from Utopia, the legendary, she just had a presentation a couple hours ago, you know. And if Pacino's, let's look at this show right now, and Pacino was here on my first show. Pacino was here, right?
Yes.
I want to say one thing with Pacino. Innovative Salon Academy embraces your products. We would love to have you or Lena come by and do a presentation for the students. You're highly demanded.
All right, well, check out this video we're going into right now. Stay tuned, because Ray's going to take it to the stage. We're going to come back here with the triple threat of Innovative Salon Academy. Oh, what video is he going into? He doesn't know. How about that I just start breakdancing? No. Let's go right into the chat. Sis salute to Linda Eisner, who's watching. Paul the Barber Jones. Paul the Barber Jones. Sis salute. And sis salute to Gino, calling in from Tampa. And Vance Murphy. Jay Sharp, sis salute. Eric Hansberg, Christina White. And Tahiri Morris, sis salute. Eli Cruz too as well, sis salute. Let's get into some footage from Mr. B. Mr. B's beautiful.
Barber Stylist, Mr. B here. Let's talk about something that may be a concern in our future. Just recently, if you Google worldwide flooring manufacturer is fined $36 million by the U.S. government. Unfortunately, they didn't adhere to the FDA regulations about chemicals, what's allowed in flooring and stuff like that. Now, if the flooring guys are bringing in stuff that's not safe because they're saving a few bucks, let's talk about the Chinese importers that are buying furniture and making it over there. How do we know the vapors that are coming out of this drawer? How do we know the composite here? They're concerned about formaldehyde, they're concerned about chemicals, they're concerned about things. But let's be realistic. If this major flooring company tried to hoodwink America, how do we know the Three Stooges in overseas in China aren't doing the same thing? Maybe somebody in the government's got to start helping us, helping you, helping us live longer, breathe better, and make it happen. Give me a call, Mr. B, if you have any feedback.
Okay, welcome back. I just got hit up from Styles Unique from All Star Barbershop. This is the great thing about a profession. So he got his cousin that's going out to Tampa, and he needs a barber. So I recommended him to Fade Junkie Ace _Ace, Drew the Barber, and Gino the Barber. This way he got three different selections to go with. That's what I love about this. You get phone calls. I got hit up by CEO Rob. Said he had someone in New York City that was looking for design, doesn't care what borough. Who I to recommend? One Sick Barber. I love it. I love the recommendations. One thing I'd like to take the time out to is ScissorSalute, my sponsor, my endorsement right here, Maestro's Classic. I had an opportunity to cut Titus from WWE last Monday. And I'd also like to salute our wifey who came along with me. And it was perfect because it wasn't perfect, but It was perfect for the heat. I'm talking, it was hot, bro.
Oh, so you was there for the WWE?
I went to his hotel.
Oh.
And I cut him outside. And thank God he just wanted his head shaved. Holy moly, I was sweating bullets. But it was easy to shave because the pores was already open. Everything was with the grain, nothing against the grain. And he just wanted his goatee done. And he was mad cool. He was like, oh, so where you want to cut my hair? I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to need a telephone book or a stool to cut your hair.
Oh, yeah,
my man was big, man. My man was big. Like, his feet was like this big. Big dude, good dude right there. And I like the ScissorSalute Maestro's Classic. And one of the things on Maestro's Classic, a lot of people's like, oh, it's a beard care product. It's really not. Maestro's Classic is the leader in this movement and masculinity, and they're undeniably good at crafting a better you. Now, why do I say their phrases? It's because they're bringing grooming to places where you wouldn't normally see grooming. NASCAR now has a grooming area, you know? So now even the fans are seeing the racers, the pit crew being groomed. So you never know. The fans might be like, oh, you know, this guy got his hair cut. I want to go get my hair cut by him. WWE wrestlers are getting groomed by Maestro's Classic. So now, you know, the fans might be like, oh, you know what? I want to go to shop. Let me get the WWE in my head. You know, and some people, a lot of the fans of NASCAR and WWE are heavily bearded, and they don't even know that there's beard care out there.
I'm
At the
a fan
same
of
time,
WWE, so.
yeah, and they just signed with Brooklyn Boxing, so they're going to be at the Barclays. And they have their contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. So when you go to the Wells Fargo Center, you can see they have a pop-up barbershop inside the Wells Fargo Center. So there's meaning to when they say bringing leading the movement in masculinity. There's meaning to it. Through beard care products, they are able to reach out and bring grooming to different walks of life, and at the same time bring different opportunities. For instance, you have Al Uppercut, great barber. We love him. You know, I feel like Al Capo. He got all the things going on. But the rise with Al Capo was unified with Maestro's Classic. Now he's a Babyliss educator. You got Nino the Nice, who works at the Speakeasy Groom Lounge at Maestro's. And what happens? Now he's a Walls educator. You got Caesar, Joel 1234. Oh, man, we still got to talk about that name, Joel 1234. Although I don't know what's going on there. But he has Respect My Craft, and Respect My Craft is going to be in Italy. I believe on June 24th, he's going to be in Italy.
Really?
Again, happening through Maestro's Classic. You know, they also set up, they'll be at the Olympia. There was at the Arnold Classic, and they'll be at the Olympia as well. So this is the answer to why you haven't seen Maestro's Classic at barber events. Hair events. Barber events, hair events, grooming is there. Multiple groomers there. Some of the best in the world. The best in the world, actually, at these events. CT Barber Expo was the best one I've been to. It sucks as I was only there for 2 hours, but the best one I've been to, by far. Although the last one at the Oakdale, I love that one, but it beats it. The last one at the Oakdale, I loved it. And I know that's not a word.
Hey,
I don't care. I'm going to say it. But the CT Barber Expo this year was by far the best. And I feel like BarberCon is going to be bringing the same type of thing, always growing. But that's why you won't really see Maestro's Classic at hair events, because there's grooming there. You see Maestro's Classic at different events, bringing grooming to different plateaus, such as weightlifting event, bodybuilding, NASCAR, WWE, a basketball game. Now with Brooklyn Boxing, which you seen Adrian Bronner, AB, they were there at that event. And AB, if you would have been thinking so much of defense and started throwing punches in the beginning of the fight, you probably would have won instead of splitting. He was more focused on his defense, and then later on he started boxing. And this is barbershop talk. So if you're like, why do you talk about boxing? It's a hair show. It's barbershop talk, okay? Rewind it 5 years ago in a barbershop. All the talks was about Jay-Z and Nas. I've seen fights break out over that, literally. Jay-Z and Nas. Literally. I'm not lying. I've seen fights with someone said something about Cassidy. He's just a punchline rapper. Next thing you know, someone's getting punched in their face. That's serious. Now the discussion is LeBron and Michael Jordan. It's barbershop talk. Constantly changing. Constantly changing.
So,
even with the mumble rap and not listening to mumble rap.
So let me ask you, LeBron or MJ, who you going with?
Well, it's hard to ask me because I'm 40 years old and my brother Dave says salute to I Am Brolic Life on Instagram. He was a crazy Knicks fan. Like my brother would pace the living room like he was the coach. Like he would thought he was a Knick. Like, you know, I'm like, yes. So it was hard, man. I had to sit there and comfort him when Michael Jordan eliminated us all the time. Be like, I hate Michael Jordan. And everybody's walking around with Chicago Bull wear and gear. Meanwhile, you're not a Chicago Bull fan, you're a Michael Jordan fan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little biased about that. So, you know, but the stuff that LeBron's doing, it's all going to come down to numbers, and everyone's going to be like, well, Michael Jordan never lost, but, you know, people be like, well, LeBron's been there 8 years in a row, different stats that, you know, LeBron doesn't have the support as Michael Jordan, and then people who like Michael Jordan be like, hey, you know what? You know, last year, LeBron had support from Kevin Love, who averaged 20 points, and Kyrie Irving, who averaged 20 points in a series. Michael Jordan never had that support. So there's always pros and cons. Everyone's going up and down. Me, I'm just gassing stuff up in the shop and taking notes. Honestly, that's what I'm doing. And it's the talk. That's what the talk is going on. But that's barbershop talk right there. You gotta love that. Once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show, a live program for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. If you would like to show some support, I suggest you press that share button and share it on your Facebook feed. Then press that share button one more time and start inviting people to tune into the show. Let them know that there's a show available for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists to showcase. And if you would like to showcase with us, advertise with us, or book us for your next event, all you have to do is email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. And we'll get back to you in the order that the email's received.
Now let them go first, then I come. Okay.
All right, what's going on here? Okay, so Dante's not coming?
Not now, y'all got it.
Not now?
Yeah, let the ladies go.
Okay, Ray Landski's about to demonstrate. I'm gonna say he's doing a beard trim. Huh? No? Don't touch the beard? What are we doing here? He's not gonna skim that? No skimming, you letting it go burly? You're going brawny right there. You're going log chopping with your beard. Okay. Oh, so hold up. Put your mic on real quick. Let us know. And then turn it off. Just turn it on real quick. And then while you're at it, show us the back of your jacket, too. He always comes here with some nice...
Yeah, grand opening June 15th. June 15th, grand opening, 5 p.m. Be there.
Okay, so tell us what you're about to do.
I'm about to take it back to my battle days, showcasing days, and do something exclusive. So I have time, it's the platform, and I'm ready to get busy.
Okay, he's ready to get busy, and for the hairstylists that are watching, notice he got the cordless clippers in his hand.
Everything cordless.
Everything cordless.
Everything.
You get a lot of freedom right there.
Nothing but freedom.
And one thing that we like to review on the show is the gloves. He's wearing the gloves because, number one, it's sanitary. Just the best way to keep it sanitary. And number two, hair splinters. You never know you got them until you put your hands in your pocket. Okay, Ray, do your thing. We're going to get back to this interview with the Innovative Salon Academy, which I'm calling Triple Threat. Ades amigas. Let's get it going. I don't know if they like that. Or maybe I should refrain from saying it. Watch. Tomorrow they'll have shirts. Talk about the three amigas. There'll be one sitting in the middle, arms crossed, and it'll be back to back. Okay, so altogether we have a lot of experience here. We're going to start off with Miss Ange. 12 years experience. Educating for 6. Curly hair thing. Now, tell us about the curly. I see you have curly hair.
Yes.
The curly hair and doing curly hair is big. because not everybody could do it, or they can do it and prefer not to do it. It's almost like when someone walks into a barbershop with long hair and everyone starts going to the bathroom. So what is it about curly hair? Because you're well-rounded in everything you do, but tell us about curly hair and why you seem to specialize in it.
Curly hair to me is just beautiful. Like, everything about it is just beautiful. I love it. When I was younger, I never knew how to tame it, so that's kind of why I went into this field. So I just love curly hair.
Now, when it comes to cutting it, you cut the curls individually?
Yes, sometimes.
You pull and cut individually?
Sometimes. It depends on the hair. Every curly hair girl is different, so it always depends on their hair texture.
How far has someone traveled with curly hair to sit in your chair?
Well, me and Karen have gone to New York, like to the Wee Dad salon. So New York.
All right there. And here's the thing about her. She's always wanted to be a teacher. So as soon as she started doing hair, it seemed like education was the thing to do, and she got to basically fulfill what she wanted to do, be a teacher, do hair, and here you are educating. How important was it for you to fulfill your goal?
Very important. It's nice to see the students succeed too. There's something about it that's just, it's nice. It's a good feeling. It's rewarding.
Definitely. Now, you giving them advice on the curly hair, because we know this weather right here can mess it up for the viewers that are watching right now. Is there like a pointer that you could give up for this weather that's going to be causing their hair to frizz, something that can tame it?
Wee Dad Heat and Humidity Gel. It's the best.
It's the best? Mm-hmm. Where is it? What is it again?
Wee Dad, that's the brand, and it's called Heat and Humidity Gel.
That's good, because we know with this heat coming right here, you're gonna have clients walking in wanting to buzz their hair off, and females just wanting to go a little bit shorter, and then they straighten the hair, and then it's gone. So if you straighten your hair often?
Never.
Curly hair? Never?
Not for a good year now.
Just let it go curling right now. You have multiple certifications. Let's go over some of the certifications that you have. The phone was breaking up when we talked, but go over the certifications that you have. I think you have 6 of them, 6 certifications.
I have a lot. Wee Dad, definitely. Redken Color, Redken Hair Design. Mud makeup. Yeah.
Oh, you do makeup as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do it all.
so here we go. Got a couple makeup questions because it is the season, and we're gonna be getting in, asking Miss Karen as well, because she does the updos and styling. But let's get into the makeup thing now. With prom season coming, weddings coming up, spring's coming up, what's trending with the makeup that you see?
Definitely eyebrows. Eyebrows is always...
Yours are good right there.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, make glitter on the eyes. A lot of people like to, have a pop of color that way.
Right. Well, and what is your advice when it comes to color transition? Are you going, if you go dark here, light on the lipstick, dark on the lipstick, light on the top?
Yeah, exactly. Dark lip, not so much on the top.
Well, what's going on there? That's me from my phone over here. That feedback, making dogs bark and stuff like that. So yeah, I always ask about that because, you got the prom season coming up, and there's always sweet 16s and stuff. And I love events like that because it gives outlets to hairstylists and barbers as well. The outlet is always there. It's basically a different income or revenue that you can make, and you can go out and get that money. It's just not for everybody. Some people like to stay in the salon. Again, there's nothing wrong with staying in your establishment, and when you leave, you want nothing to do with it. And then there's others that are more like go-getters. So tell us some of the things to bring us through a day in your class.
So I don't actually have a class right now. I'm the lead educator in the salon area.
Okay.
So I oversee all of the students in the salon area who are working on guests. So it's an awesome day.
Okay, you said guests. Explain that terminology.
We call clients guests instead of clients.
Ooh. Write that down.
And we treat them like guests.
Yes.
Oh, they put their feet up and you give them something to drink and stuff?
Something to drink.
All right. That's good. Now, that's do guests walk in, or they have to make an appointment?
Both.
They make appointments?
Both, but our students get so busy that they should make an appointment. It's hard to just walk in.
And now everything is done on the computer. When they make the appointment, it's put in there, and there's a screen that's available for them to see?
No, we have a front desk
Front
and
desk?
everything. Yeah, there's receptionists up there. They can do it online. They can book appointments, but most of the time they call and talk to the receptionist.
Now, what does that mean when you're overseeing? If you see something, do you jump in?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
do you just tell them what to do and have them do it more like hands-on? Or you be like, whoa, hold up.
So they have their regular educator who touches base with them all the time. But I'm always walking around making sure everything's okay, everybody's getting along, if anybody needs anything, stuff like that.
All right, and Miss Karen, you have 18 years of experience. 18 seems to be the number. It's almost like I have like 18, 19, and Ray has 18. 18 seems to be the number. 8 years education, and now you specialize more in style. And on the phone I said Bobby Pin Queen because I notice people who do updos and do styling is like bobby pins everywhere. They got the magnetic bracelets, and it almost seems they get bobby pin anything. It's like, oh, I locked my keys in the car. Don't worry, hold up.
Yep, it's true. They're in my
Bobby
pocket.
pin. So bring us into some of the styles that you're seeing right now with the updos.
There's a lot of braided hairstyles. They're pulling it up and off their face, but there's always like a braid included. Fishtail braids, rope braids.
Fishtails is always
Fishtails
a good
really
picture.
popular. They're just braiding it and kind of like puffing it out, so it's like a big fluffy braid. What else are they doing nowadays?
Well, with the updos and the braids, do you like, now this is personal opinion, do you like when you do an updo and have a braid and it's nice and clean, or do you like to disassemble the braid and have it like a little frizzy and messy?
Yeah, like disassembled and loose, so it's like soft, like more organic looking.
Do you
instead of it
feel
being
like
so
you
tight.
get a lot more requests for the disassembled braids
Yeah,
as opposed to having a
definitely.
smooth one?
Yeah, like a softer look.
And we talked on the phone. I talked about using like props. I mean, there was someone here 2 weeks ago. You had to see the different things they had. I was like, did you stop and take this from somebody's mailbox?
Yeah.
It's just basically there's no limit to when it comes to adding props. But is that something that you do?
Sometimes they'll ask for like flowers, or sometimes they need hair extensions. There's like donut buns that you can like make the hair bigger with, just so they don't have enough like length or volume.
Again, now this is your opinion because I know you guys are educated, so you got to be a lot more well-rounded, and everything calls for something different depending on the texture of the hair. Do you like to do the clip-in extensions or the tape-ins?
Clip-in.
And why?
I don't really like to do extensions all that much. I just use them for the updos if I need them. The tape-in, I don't like how it like sticks to the hair. So the clip-ins I feel like are a little gentler. Just sticks to the teasing, and then you're good.
Now, when it comes to, let's say, maintenance on the extensions, do you use that technique where you take the extensions off and put them on the mannequin and place them where they were on the head?
I haven't. I just put them back in their package. I don't use them too much when I do the updos. It's just if it's requested.
Right. Now, tell us about the student educator program.
Okay, so Ray was one of my student educators. Once you're a licensed cosmetologist in New Jersey, after you've been working for 6 months at least, you can go and get your teaching license, and then you could teach in cosmetology school, barber programs, aesthetics. The student educator program, they have to come to us for 500 hours, and they just shadow educators that are all in the school. We have like a class of theory, so they learn like all the different teaching methods and just styles of how to teach. So that's what he had to go through there. Then they go through and take a test, like a extreme test.
Nice. And we talked about the IBS. Now, you guys have all been the pioneers of hair. And every single time I talk to, not every single time, but a lot of the times I talk to hairstylists and barbers, more hairstylists are just like, oh, IBS is like a flea market. It's not like how it used to be. It might not be how it used to be, but do you notice how much people are going there now? Like, it is like flooded in there. When's the last time you were at the IBS?
Probably 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, what was your take there? I've seen a lot of barber stuff there now.
Yeah, there's a lot of barber stuff. There was also a lot of like avant-garde and hairstyling, even makeup.
Yeah, and
a lot of education.
You know, we talked about the different type of the vivids and fantasy colors which is great to experiment with. It makes, you know, for great pictures, a lot of mermaids and unicorns walking out there. But not everybody's getting that type of vivid type of hair coloring. What is your opinion on more like color correction, the balayages and stuff like that?
I mean, I like the subtle balayage look, so it looks more of just like grown out highlights more than the extreme colors and stuff. The colors are beautiful, like the opals and the mermaid hair, all that stuff is beautiful. We get a lot of that in our school. We do a lot of that in our school, actually.
That's nice. And the pixie haircuts, being that there's barbers there and there's teaching of barbering going on with the shears. Now, when there's someone's, let's say someone walks in and get a pixie, is it like, do you bring the barbers over there so they can observe some of the shear work that's being done on a pixie?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, we
you
teach
mix
that
in
in the
the
back
buzzers
classrooms
too?
as well. Yeah, it depends on what the guest wants. We teach it all different ways. Yeah.
Wow.
We teach it all different ways. We teach it with like the razor, like the straight razor. We'll teach it with scissors.
That's good. We was actually talking about pixie cuts last week, 2 weeks ago, and a guest said that she didn't like to use the razor for the pixie cut, and it's just, we had a couple pixie cuts here, and you just see that razor going crazy. Who was that from Salon Neve on like our first or second show? It was just like, there was so much hair on the floor. We looked at the owner of the studio and was like, we were looking at each other like, we're gonna have to vacuum this up. We didn't know so much hair was gonna come. He was just razoring everything. Okay, Miss Sue, pioneer up in here. Now you've been compared to a coach. You're the director and oversee daily operations.
That's me.
Take us through the morning. Let's say you get there in the morning, you got your playbook out.
Yeah, you know, you're throwing different plays throughout the day where you weren't prepared for them, but our regular playbook is just have a great time, educate our students, show them the best education that they can get them on a path where they're going to go out there into the workforce and be successful and be great.
Now, talk about the state regulations, because it seems to be big out there in New Jersey because there's some sort of restrictions.
New Jersey's a little strict. Like I said when we were on the phone, you have to get a little creative with the curriculum in New Jersey because you only are given a certain amount of time for them to work on actual people. So before that, they have to work on mannequins or work on each other. So you do have to get a little creative to get them through that so it's not so boring, and that's where we come into play. And we try to keep it energized. We try to keep it upbeat. We try to keep on trends. We just try to keep ahead of everything.
Definitely. Now, with these programs, how do you go above and beyond for, you know, because I know you talked about what's going on here? What's going on there, Seth?
I'm Skyping. Who's Skyping?
Yeah, okay, go ahead and answer that. Let's take that. Hello, you're live on air with the ScissorSalute Show. Hello? Hello, you're live on the air. You called.
Yeah, hello, how you doing?
Hello, who is this?
This is Jose J. Cuts, representing Indiana.
Okay, well, from Indiana. You're watching the show. Thank you for tuning in. Jay, well, you know, do you have a question for us, or is there something that you'd like to say?
Yeah, definitely, man. I just wanted to kind of just see what your guys' perspective is on, like, the future of barber shops and being is that there's a lot of barbers these days that kind of want to be like more of owners than just workers.
That's great. I'm gonna just tell you this. Barbers that want to become owners and not workers, that's great, but you also have to be aware of the environment that you're in right now. The environment that you're in right now could have a huge impact on your decision to move on in the future. If you do not have support from if you don't have support, you're not going to be able to move on. But as far as we've mentioned it on the show, there's really no limit to what we can do. So if you feel like I want to become an owner, just like Ray said, you have to make sure that you educate yourself, make sure you do research, and what I mean by research, that means log in. What is overhead? Overhead meaning the light bill, the water bill. How many barbers is it going to take to run this establishment? And what I mean by barbers is barbers, not people who just cut hair. There's a huge difference in that. And at the same time, you might want to think about checking out making leases with them as well. You could see 3 ladies right here all worked in salons. You work in a salon, you got to make a contract. And if you leave that salon, you're not able to work in a certain distance of that salon. Is that correct?
Yep.
And even the hair color, they can't take those hair color.
The formulas.
The formulas
right?
as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
property of the
I
salon.
feel like the future of barbering needs to educate ourselves, because we're now aligning ourselves with hairstylists. We need to take some of them ideas. So that is a great idea. And if you're going to be, you got to take in, are you going to rent? Are you going to do commission? And if you rent, maybe you should take first week's rent and last week's rent. You know, it's different ways. Right. There's different ways. But if you're a barber and you want to become an owner, there is nothing wrong with that. Again, you're just going to have to do your research, do your homework, and just get ready to avoid the bullhickey nonsense. It's going to be coming at you left and right. You're going to have people doubting you. You're going to have others putting you down. But if you can overcome it and keep on moving forward, you'll be good. Thank you so much for calling in. But before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And all your social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
Okay, definitely, man. Yeah, so you can contact me at TrueEdgeBarber.com. That's www.TrueEdgeBarber.com. And all our classes and anything that we got going on. We do got a shop in California, Oakley, California, in the Bay Area. We're also in Maryville, Indiana. And, we're quality over quantity, man. We definitely, love to pay attention to detail and give those customers exactly what they ask for, man. It's, anything close to it. But we also got our own scissor and shear brand, man. It's called Hygienic Brand, and it's a very cool innovation on shears and razors, and you guys can check it out for yourself. It's actually a patent pending feature on it that actually helps you perfect aligning every time, and also helps you in the shear department. If you're, barbers are big in shears now, so kind of just innovated a little bit, and we put a scale or a ruler on the cutting edge of it so that you can measure and ensure the client that they're getting exactly what they asked for, cut off the top, meaning, if they want an inch or two or whatever it is, the tool itself has the measurements on it so you can measure the hair and then set your guideline and cut from there. So it's a real cool product that I think can be innovative and useful for those who have a lot of clients per day. If you're working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, sometimes your eyes are kind of playing tricks on you and numbers never lie. So if you want to kind of show your client that you're doing everything you can to give them that best quality service, no matter if it's a 12-hour day or whatnot, then the tool is something that can help you get to that point. And time is money. Money is time. So it'll also help you get the job done in an efficient manner. So check that out, man. It's www.hygienicsbrand.com.
Thank you so much for calling. And hey, you know what? Email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave your number so we can get back to you and set up a date for you so you could call in. We could put pictures up. We're all about networking. We're ready to work with anybody who wants to work with us. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you. Now, Sue, like I was saying, my question for you was, you say you refer to people who come into your establishment as guests. So that means the people that you have there in your establishment that are being taught, they got to be put up there just with the guests. How does the program go above and beyond for them? What are some of the things that you do?
Well, just coming off of the strength of what we had in there today. I mean, we had, I know Ray already spoke about it, but we had a woman in there today who is a curly hair specialist. So we have guest speakers. We train with professional products. We give them the best that we possibly can. And we give them the most education we can fit into those amount of hours that they have to be in school and make it as fun as possible.
Definitely. And now you overseeing and you're directing what's going on. Bring us through one of your days as a coach in there.
Basically, just making sure enthusiasm is up, you know, morale is up, everybody's where all the pieces of the puzzle are where they need to be. There's just a lot of things that happen in one day. So I just make sure that everything is going as smoothly as possible. And we work, the three of us as a team, we're a very strong team. And we want to make sure that our students leave there happy, leave there ready to work, and leave there ready to pass their boards.
Definitely, right? That's good right there. That's a teamwork that we've discussed here on the show. Even when it comes to different establishments, you know, Marvy Marv is a barber who's known for doing barbers. You know, he has like a little thing that he does, and he drops motivational speeches on Instagram, and it's facts. It is true. If you work in an establishment where everybody's not on the same thing, you're cutting yourself short. You are cutting yourself short. If you feel like you need to leave, you might have to leave. You might have to go out. Maybe you have some sort of support, but you feel like you got something bigger in mind. Are you going to sit there and look back in a couple years and be like, I should have made that move? You know, because, again, there's people that are content in that establishment. It's okay to be like that. But if you are a go-getter, then you have to go out and get it. And it's great that you talk about having an environment where everybody's good. And you guys are not only teaching how to do hair, you're teaching professionalism, which is something that really needs to be taught. I feel like that needs to be taught almost before doing hair. I have my own personal opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like hair comes down to, a lot of hair, especially barbering, comes down to repetition. Eventually, you're going to find out and learn through repetition. Now, some people can pick up the clippers and they just got it. But you can't teach that. If they got it, they got it. And majority of the time, they could grab a pencil or grab a crayon and doodle and make something really nice on a piece of paper. People that are artistic with the pen and pencil, they're usually good at hair. But they might lack that professionalism. They could be great. They could be a number 10 when it comes to doing that.
That's just a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, but they lack the professionalism. They come in late. Their people skills is no good, and they just don't know the fundamentals of it.
We strive punctuality. That's a hard sell on today's generation, but punctuality and taking accountability for what you're doing, you know, that's what we're all about. We're trying to teach them to go into a salon or a barbershop or a spa, wherever they aspire to be, and be ready by the time they get in there. That's probably one of the best things about our students. They leave our doors and they're ready to roll. They're ready to walk into a salon or barbershop, wherever they're going. And they are ready to sell those products and sell the retail, upsell their tickets. A lot of things that salon owners have to train from coming from other schools. But coming from us, we're happy with the fact that they don't have to do that.
It's great that you mentioned upsell, because I feel like barbers, through social media and networking with hairstylists and outlets like here at the ScissorSalute Show. Ray, man, we're looking at your back, man. We can't see what you're doing, man. Thank you. And different outlets that is provided here, barbers are now focusing on upsells. And you don't really, with the upsells, what I've seen in what I've seen, I don't have to try to sell the product. I just got to put the product in the person's hair. What are you using? I'm using this type of gel. Where do I get it? Right here. Did you take that phone call? Yeah. And hold up, caller. And I'd be like, it's right here. How
it's
much is it?
something about the education that you need to give to the guest as well. You need to tell them why they need to use it, and then they're more likely to buy it.
Right.
And especially if you have it right there, then they're going to walk out with it.
Definitely. Okay, caller, you're on the air. Who's calling in?
Hi, this is Gianna and Paul from New Jersey.
Hey, how you doing? You got a question
I'm good.
for us?
I would just like to give out a shout out to Innovate Salon Academy.
Are you one of the students there? You're laughing too much. What, are we cracking jokes here? Do I make you laugh? I'm messing with you. Would you like to mention your social media?
No, my mom works there.
Oh, your mom works there.
Yes, yes, she does.
Oh, that's your daughter right there?
Hi, G.
Oh. Well, salute to that. Well,
Thanks for representing our school, G. We love you.
We love you, G. Okay, we gotta go.
Hi, Mom.
Bye.
LA, you gotta cut that up there.
You look great out there.
Thank you.
So again, we was talking about the upsells.
Love you too. Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Bye. Make sure you do your homework. So.
You're like, that's my daughter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I feel like barbers now are taking and learning about the upsells and I guess different strategies that need to be done. And again, it's another way of making income. And basically, if you capitalize on that, make it good. There's no limit to it. Through your social media, you're even able to make residual income. So ladies, thank you for coming here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming here on our show. And hopefully maybe next time you could come here and do a little triple trilogy hairstyle from Innovative Salon Academy. So let's start off with Miss Ange. Before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and any social media information that you have. Please share with us now. The stage is yours.
So my Instagram is Ange Curb, or you could call the school, Innovate Salon Academy, and the number is 908-412-9600.
And Miss Karen, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media that you like to share with us. Please do so now.
So I'm not too big on social media.
Okay.
I am on Facebook more than anything.
Well, Facebook.
Okay.
Well, Lee's about to come up here and let you know how Facebook is more important than Instagram. It's just more, Instagram seems to be a little bit more popular.
Okay.
So go ahead, let us know your Facebook handle.
Karen Donahue Young.
All right. And Miss Sue. How you do, Sue?
Hey.
Let us know your social media information, how people could get in contact with you.
Well, they can contact me at the school. We have 2 locations. One's in South Plainfield, New Jersey. One's in Ewing, New Jersey. And my Instagram is Amorosi Guido.
All right. Well, once again, these are the 3 ladies from the Innovative Salon Academy. Triple threat on the set. Thank you so much for coming down here.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully you guys can come down here and do a curl pin-up and you can be coaching them while they do the curl pin-up. Although,
They can curl my hair.
you,
Here we go.
there you go. You can do the curl pin-up right here on the ScissorSalute Show. Thank you guys
Okay,
so much
thanks
for
for
coming
having
down.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll go back to Ray. If you're watching the show right now, Ray right now is doing a little freestyle design off the top of his head. He's not using a phone. He's not using a paper or anything. Ray, bring us through a little bit real quick about what you're doing on that freestyle.
For
Ray,
some reason, to be honest with you, right? It looks better in person than it looks on that screen. I don't. The pixels need to be updated, but right now all right. It was inspired by a Pepsi logo, and Pepsi is my mom's nickname. And yesterday was Mother's Day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, say that again.
It was inspired by Pepsi's logo.
Ah.
You know, and I just added the features to it as far as the eyes, a little bit of mouth. So it's like a an animated figure with a mask on. It's not a Ninja Turtle. Just an animated figure that was inspired by a Pepsi logo.
Oh no, but you see. You see what I like about it here, again, there's really no limits when it comes to a freestyle design. Barbers that are artistic, they get in there, they feel, they do one line, and they work off of it. Now, there's a competition for my man over there in Florida where the judges come up and do 3 lines in the head, and that's where the freestyle battle begins. His name Mike.
3 lines.
Mike Gomez. Now, ironically, that was Chauncey One Kenobi's forte for showcases when the ScissorSalute won on the road. That was our forte. We actually had Nomad the Barber and Lee do 3 different lines in the head, and Chauncey came up and followed up. Was that you, or was that Nomad? Remember Nomad the barber had that showcase in the city? Yeah, we'll come and take a sit down. Well, that's the thing about freestyle design. Again, Mike Gomez actually has a competition out there in Florida where the freestyle competition, the judges come up and put 3 lines in the head randomly, and you have to do your freestyle design off of that.
Was that Mark the Barber Show?
No, Mike Gomez.
Mike Gomez. Okay.
Yeah, actually, let me get his IG hand because I just talked to him. And again, Ray is using the cordless clippers, really huge. The cordless clippers seem to be the move right now. You get a lot of freedom there, and we love it. We love the freedom. I loved my Andis Masters. I really did. But ever since I got them cordless in my hands, I just don't know what to do. Okay, you can follow him on Instagram, Mike_Fades. Check it out. He has a competition that he does in Florida. And again, he's out of Jacksonville, Florida. And it's that is the creator. There it goes. Creator of the Mr. X freestyle category. And again, that's when the judges that are competing come up to the canvas and put random lines in the head, and the barber has to do the freestyle design there. What happens there is it becomes an equal playing field, because you got some of these barbers that do a freestyle and they do a portrait in the back of someone's head.
We did that on Cedric's Barber Battle. We put a slash, and then they had to make a design out of it. I remember that.
All right, so without further ado, right here, we got Lee Resnick, creator of Barbershop Connect, the one and only resource page on social media, and creator of BarberCon. So let's go over first the dates for BarberCon and, how you came up with bringing up BarberCon.
All right, so BarberCon is in New York, June 10th and 11th. It is the first indoor-outdoor barbering festival. 3 stages, over 50 barbers showcasing from around the world. And I would say that it's an incredible networking event and educational event.
Definitely. Over these past couple weeks, we've noticed you adding on different educators in the Great 8. What was the thought behind the Great 8, and how did that selection go?
So every year I put, normally it's 10 barbers on stage showcasing at once, no microphones, just cutting. And it's normally the barbers that I see that have been doing great work throughout the year consistently and diversity on social media, predominantly Instagram. So, we've preached globalization, especially with BarberCon, breaking down the barriers between cosmetology and men's grooming, as well as worldwide education. So I didn't want to forget about the domestic U.S. barber. So the Great 8 is, something I came up with, it's 8 great, totally different United States-based barbers, as well as the BarberCon Awards will be given out during the Great 8. So
that's nice right there. Now, I did see that you brought in somebody from Brazil.
Yes.
Why am I bringing it up? I feel like in this past couple year, I'll say about past year and a half, again, through the power of social media, Brazil has really been coming out with some, probably always been there, but now we're recognizing, and we see it more on these repost pages, even on the resource page, more of Brazil getting rotated into it. There's a lot of rotation being brought up in there, and even Brazil is bringing in barbers from the States to come over and educate, which, again, it becomes more revenue, more unity, and more of another outlet to make money.
Yeah, Alpha Looks is somebody that we've done business with before. We've gone out and supported their events in
Beast.
Brazil, and they have a great team of barbers. So they're coming to the U.S. Representing Brazil.
That's a team, Alpha Lux?
Yeah.
Okay, I always
Alpha
thought
Lux,
it was just
yeah.
one person. Okay.
No, it's a product line and a whole educational team in Brazil. And then, we have Italy with Spaghetti Barbers. They're coming. Nay Queen Fades, Mokum Barbers, her team from Rotterdam. You have, Barber Josh O.P. coming from the UK.
Your guest that was here about 4 weeks ago from Japan, what was his name?
Oh yeah, Mr. Cut Brothers, their whole team is coming from Japan with an interpreter. And again, my thing is, there's a lot of barber events, and what I try and do with this event is give you something extra that you don't have to travel, to another country for. Giving you something that you may pick up and learn from something you never saw. I think I was listening before to your interview, and someone mentioned that barbers are using more shears now. I mean, 2 years ago, I remember when we had Hattori Hanzo at BarberCon. Everyone's like, well, who the hell's going to buy those things? They're too expensive. Now barbers, you see, they're starting to invest more in their tools.
Well, when we was talking about Badasek Cuts earlier and how he is a self-taught braider from Farmanville, Long Island, and he learned on YouTube, taught himself how to do braids because he noticed he'd do a haircut and then have to send that haircut to someone else to get braids. So he took it upon himself to learn how to do braids. He kept the money there. Same thing with some barbers. There's been a lot of barbershops and a lot of barbers or people who cut hair where they hit that fade and then have to call another barber over to do the shears. Now, it's not that they maybe lack education, maybe lack the confidence. So it's great to go to an event like BarberCon, see barbers from across the globe there, and at the same time, many different education stations. So let's go over the different education stations, because it's just not going to be a main stage. There's going to be basically education everywhere.
Yeah, so there's two stages inside. The first stage, the main stage, is pretty much the fundamentals of barbering. You have a lot of different brands. Andis is on that stage. MVRCK, which is Paul Mitchell's new line that they're launching, they'll be on stage. There's a wide variety. Layrite is on that stage, Gibbs Grooming, Hattori Hanzo. And then you have the other stage, which Kevin Luchman from London is the host of for 2 days. That is my Bridging the Gap from Cosmetology to Men's Grooming stage. That stage is dedicated to, Modern Salon is my partner of that stage. It is really more of your crossover type barber. So you have Mikey with the, I don't know how many Ys.
That's 7 Ys.
7 Ys, okay. Mikey's on that stage. Sophie Staygold is on that stage. Babois Pro is on that stage. Muck, My Custom Cuts, and all of my overseas barbers are on that stage. So the brands and the barbers that are showcasing on that stage, represent more of your middle ground. Then outside, we have the Bevel Neighborhood Barber stage, no microphone, one barber showcasing every hour, and that's pretty much dedicated to just barbers that are more, I wouldn't say so active on social media, but incredible barbers. So when I say that, like Jiva, I don't know if you know her.
From New Jersey.
Yes, she lives in California now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's coming in from California. She's an incredible barber, but she's not so active on social media. Marcus Harvey's on that stage. Fahim Alexander, he's on that stage.
The barber?
Yeah, Fahim. Jermaine Walker from Black Solutions, he'll be on that stage. So it's a lot of guys who have been putting in a lot of great work. But aren't posting 10 haircuts a day.
They pump the brakes on the social media, but they still getting busy. Marcus Harvey
Yes.
actually breaking through and actually has his own show that is not even barber related. He has that Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters. Yeah.
And stand-up comic, barber, other stars. You know, he used to post them up, but now, you know, again, it's a great to have you doing that. Shiva has actually been on the ScissorSalute Show. We've interviewed Marcus Harvey, and we've seen Jermaine in the trenches. We mentioned Mike Custom Cuts. I wanted to salute him and congratulate him on opening up his second location at the Walt Whitman Mall. To me, I feel like it's a great feat because the Walt Whitman Mall and the location where he opened, you're not thinking that a barbershop is going to be open at that mall. You got stores like Bloomingdale's, and you got the Tesla store up in there. It's a very high-end mall up in there.
Well, the barbershop is nicer than my house.
Yeah.
So I told Mike when I got a haircut there that I felt like I was in the W Hotel, but yet I'm in a barbershop. You know.
I mean, again, to the caller who called in from Indianapolis, I don't know where he called it. No, it was one of them indie things. There's really no limitations to what's going on. I mean, we're sitting here with Lee from Barbershop Connect, who started off his business making mixtape videos for barbershops to play in barbershops. That's the way Barbershop Connect started, making a compilation of music videos to be put into barbershops. He had the website going. It's growing. It's growing. And now here he is on his third or fourth year of BarberCon.
It's technically its third, but it really is its fourth because the first year was the
Right,
Barbershop
that's why I
Connect
said
Showcase.
the Barbershop
Right.
Connect. That's basically what I'm saying. But the point to what I'm bringing up is there's really no limitations here. I remember when we first started the show here, the ScissorSalute Show, Barbershop Connect had 50,000, 60,000 followers when we first started back in 2014, and now you're up to 1 million plus.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I kind of this year has been a different type of year for me with the brand itself. I think that what happens is, and I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this or not, but it's important to know that you can never get too big and alienate yourself from the solid support group where you started out. When I say that, like for me, I recently made some changes with Barbershop Connect because I felt like we were going in a direction that I didn't feel comfortable with. Barbershop Connect is a brand that was built to elevate the barbering business, and it was built to educate and to help people. And unfortunately, what happens is sometimes you get so big, you get so focused that you forget why you're actually doing what you're doing.
Right.
So I've brought it back to the roots of why I started. Barbershop Connect is now just me. Running everything, answering everything, and I had a few people that reached out to me recently asking me if I needed help. But to be honest with you, like I've never worked for anyone. I never had a job. I started from zero and has continued, since then. So
Definitely.
I don't know anything else than how to work so hard that that when I look in the mirror at the end of the day, I know whatever success I have, it's because I did it, because I worked really hard at it,
Definitely. So, again, for the people who are watching, whether you're a hairstylist or a barber, and that was a great question, caller, when you called in and asked what we thought about barbers trying to open up their own business. Again, there's no limitations in this profession. The only limitations is your vision. If there's a foggy vision or your vision's being blocked, you're not going to be able to go where you have to go. But if the vision is there and the drive is there, passion is there, and you surround yourself with a great support team, there's really no limitations of what you can do. I just congratulated Mike Custom Cuts on his second location. His first location, his Mike Custom Cuts 1, he moved from, I believe it was Satork. No, not Satork. Yeah,
Smithtown.
Satork. Yeah, to Smithtown.
Right.
He moved it over to Smithtown from Wisconsin. Moved from Wisconsin, and when he made that reinvention, that location is crazy. He has like an exclusive part in there, like an exclusive lounge. Like you go in there and you pay for a haircut. He's giving you some top shelf liquor, so you know that haircut's gonna cost different. It's an enclosed private. It's like a studio inside the shop.
Okay.
I walked in there one time with Al Uppercut. When Al Uppercut came out here, we walked down there on a Monday and it looked like it was a Friday.
Yeah.
He told me the one barber that he's, grinds, this guy was booked 2 weeks out. This guy over here booked 3 weeks out. It's great to see that. And now he's opening up his second establishment. But hold up. There's no limitations because he also does real estate too. So there's no limits to what can be done. There's only limits of your vision and your drive and your passion. You're content and you don't want to do anything. That's when you're limited in it. In this profession right here, we've seen so much people grow. I've seen barbers like A-Rod go from El Paso, move to California. Now look what he's doing. We've seen Lou, the barber, move from Connecticut and go to California. Look what he's doing. We've seen so many barbers grow right here on social media. Sophie the barber, Sophie's only been doing hair 5 years, like 5, 6 years. JC the barber has only been doing hair like 6 years. 6 years. And he is a barber to the stars out there in California. Chris Brown's barber, a Swagger P's barber. 6 years?
Montana.
French Montana. 6 years. That's all he's been doing hair for. Why is that? Maybe he put himself in a place where we couldn't be. He came here and he told his story. When he got his barber's license, you know what he did? He was selling real estate. He took the money that he had real estate, bought himself some Gucci belts, some expensive champagne, used his connects to put him around the stars. He figured he was dressed like the stars. The stars would respect him all and started handing out cards. Invested in putting himself in places where the stars were. He said next thing you know, he got a call from French Montana to do an edge up. He said it took an hour, it was $100 edge up, and from there he hasn't stopped. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, because you know what it is. A lot of people, they just get comfortable with being good. Because you got to realize, in order to be great, you got to do the stuff that nobody want to do. And a lot of people, in their mind, they feel like, oh, I want to be great, but it's just, I'm comfortable right now. I'm comfortable.
I like that.
Yeah, mediocrity. People settle for mediocrity, especially in barbershops, Yeah.
So, Lee, we're going to ask you to, all right, Lee, we're going to ask you before we let you go, let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, give us your social media outlet, and please mention your event that's going to be coming up June 10th and June 11th.
Yeah, so BarberCon, June 10th and 11th, New York. Tickets are available at barbercon.com. Once again, it's barbercon.com is the tickets. And you could follow us at Barbershop Connect. If you don't, best way to reach me is through email, which is lee@barbershopconnect.com. It's quite simple. And again, I try and look at everything. I've always tried to look at everything. So yeah, and again, I thank you for all your support, and I look forward to another great event. So hope to see you guys there.
All right, well, Lee, we're going to ask you to come out to the big stage because we're going to do a little, recap of the show. I actually wish I would have got that caller's number because he, put it in a good topic. Okay. We're going to ask all the 3 guests to come up on the stage. Oh, God. Come on, y'all took the ride from New Jersey. You can at least come back up on the stage. You can tell I'm from Jedi Barbershop because I just said up, like. Okay. Once again, we're talking about BarberCon. Well, we talked about BarberCon. It's going to be held at the Knockdown Center in New York City. I believe that's in Brooklyn, June 10th and 11th, in an inside-outside event. We had Lee from Barbershop Connect. We'd also like to salute and congratulate Ray Landski to me. It's just like Lee said, maybe someone that you don't really familiar with on social media, but Ray, his growth since he's been here on the show, his growth has just been endless. Barber, owner, artist, and we'd like to congratulate him on his journey becoming an educator. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. There's so much times you tell people, oh, you could come back, you could come back, you could come back. Yes, go ahead.
Exclusive barbershop.
Oh, hold on. Does that turn it on? Go ahead.
Exclusive barbershop is recruiting exclusive barbers right now. Right now.
All right, and your model right here, he's been on the show before too. Wait, what shop you from?
Washington Cutters, Carteret, New Jersey.
Washington Cutters over there in New Jersey. We'd like to salute them. And the three amigas from, I'm sorry, Triple Threat? I don't know. Miss Ange, Miss Karen, and Miss Sue. You can find them at Innovative Salon Academy. We'd also like to salute Dontay Financial, creator of the BBA. We're going to ask everybody to put their hands in right here. We're going to do like a sound off. Salute sound. You can get up out the chair.
Ready?
All right. Now, when I say scissor, you say salute. Say it as loud as you can. Scissor! Salute! And I apologize. I'm a little stuffed up right here. Yeah. I don't know if it's allergies or I'm saying, I don't know. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the ScissorSalute Show. We're going to remind you next week, we're going to be doing the same thing, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up at ScissorSalute Show. And you could also click the link on my IG bio at Eli the Barber. The show is going to be on there all week. And ScissorSalute Show. Make sure you follow us. Please continue to use the hashtag. You got any questions for us, any advice, or you want to come on to the show, you can email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. And if you like house music, switch over to StrongIsland.tv and check out my house show. It's coming up next. Give us a thumbs up on StrongIsland.tv Facebook page, the quickest growing TV channel on Facebook. ScissorSalute. Might as well stay here for the pictures.